So that brings up me nicely to my new favorite coach, my coach of the season, by the way, Mr. Gary O'Neill. Yesterday, alibambanya first half, akabambanya. They were lucky to be in at 0-0. Second half, turned on the key. And beaten at home in 8. Hey, that's my man. And by the way, until Sammy told me about him last season, I wasn't paying much attention. Then Sammy kept saying, "Look at Gary O'Neill." So then I turned. Now I'm a big fan. Now he's my guy.
Yes, and that's not to mean that I'm on the opposite side, even though I support Andoni Raiola.
It's my guy.
But
Wolves are on 41 points.
Yes, they consolidated their place in the top half.
Wolves are 9 points ahead of Bournemouth. You know, that is the measuring stick. I am with Kendrick Perkins. Stay petty. The measuring stick for Wolves for Bournemouth this season is Wolves because they removed this coach to put this coach, and then this guy was told hii team kila mtu amekataa. Hata Lopetegui akasema nipe. Kila mtu anaumianga hiyo team kila siku. Every day, even yesterday. Didn't they lose Neto?
Yes.
They lose players every day. The guy is like, it's okay.
Actually said this is his best win.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it. Because yes, he did come days into the beginning of the season, and yesterday he lost even Bellegarde, and Craig Dawson was injured too. So yeah, it's a big win for him.
That was a big
But they maintain the pettiness.
I mean,
you maintain, but also you
I stay because they kicked him out with no. When they kick out someone with no sufficient reason, the sufficient reason is aesthetics. Is we want, it's aesthetics. We want to play different. We want to play. When they pick poor man's Arteta, I'm like, no. I watch. So and here's the thing. I know it may not continue. But while it's there, I thrive in it. I'm like, yes. The way I knew Burnley would eventually get relegated. But for the period I was like, yes, beat everyone. It's the same way I'm with this guy. I'm like, Gary O'Neill. I maintain Gary O'Neill. I can say this comfortably. By the way, of all the English coaches in the EPL this season, I think he's head and shoulders above everyone else. Of all English coaches.
He's above Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe has dropped.
And I think of all the coaches in the league this year, he's easily a top 6 coach, maybe?
In terms of?
Everything. Whatever way you look at it. The only coaches I'd put ahead of him.
Manager of the year.
City. Of course, Pep. I mean, Pep and Klopp, you leave them alone. They are ahead of everyone else. So Pep and Klopp are, of course, ahead. Mikel Arteta, of course, ahead. Uncle Ange, of course, ahead of him. And Unai Emery. After that, I'm putting him.
Yes.
I'm putting Gary O'Neill. Not bad for a guy who was kicked out of the job because we want to go in a different direction.
I wanted to say something on that. It was unfair, and I tweeted it, and I said it that it was unfair. But if you understand from the point of the ownership saying that they will go on a different level, having been a team that always flirted with the relegation, if you're playing this kind of good football right now, and of course it started so badly, and you're not even close to getting relegated, I think that's a step up. And you should not regret that decision, by the way.
I'm not saying they regret. It's just a choice. I'm just like, okay, so this guy got them. They gave him on caretaker. He stabilized them. They decided to give him the job. He got them so comfortably out of relegation with crazy wins. And then they said, we want to go in a different direction. They didn't give him a chance. They didn't think, if he did this in the few months he was here, what if we gave him a chance and we gave him players? They said, no, we want poor man's Arteta. So they went and got poor man's Arteta and put him there. This Gary O'Neill was out of a job. Then Lopetegui said, hii team imetolewa all its best players, me I don't want. He walked away. The guy was told, take it. He said, but what's the problem now? They are 8th.
So you would say,
love him.
Ikiburi wakonayo, it's the same as what West Ham fans have with the.
No. Bournemouth are not who they are. Not who they think they are. So in their head, they want what they want to be.
Yes.
Gary O'Neill didn't fit. He didn't. He's English. He's not. He doesn't play with inverted fullbacks and all those things. He's not complex enough.
Yes.
So they wanted a guy who's complex enough. So they got a guy who's complex, but he's 8 points behind. Is it 8 or 9? My maths is terrible. It's 9. But the guy is 9 points ahead of him. The guy who they didn't like, this guy they got. And by the way, Bournemouth can look very good.
They do. They do
very
look
good, but they have one win in 2024. They look very good, and that one win they beat my Burnley.
And
so
still never even close to being relegated. That's a position that they were used to before.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But the guy who they kicked out went to a team that is much less players, much less everything, and he's like, what's going on?
20.
Tukue top 8.
Foundation.
At relegation, have relegation. Na alichukua team. How many days to the start of the season?
I think it was 2 days.
Yeah.
It's like bring the and when they played United, you are like,
And I had them on relegation.
yeah, I remember. We said it at the start. We thought, Wolves will get
Yeah.
relegated. My friend, the guy has made light work of it, and also special mention to a team like Fulham who are okay,
They're okay.
decent. They keep going along nicely.
I wonder what Marco Silva needs to do right now, because I think he's having a decent season, but he needs to prove some of us wrong.
But
that would be for him to do it in consecutive seasons. Like he's done this season, not to a
But
higher standard, but
he
needs
stayed
to
up
do it.
last season. No, but the problem is, what does he have? What does he have?
Yeah.
Where would he get with what he has? He lost his best striker.
Yes.
If they replace his striker with the guy with the hand, with the bandana.
Oh yeah, and now Rodrigo Muniz.
And if you look at where he is, he's 12th on the log.
Yeah,
Realistically, where else would he be up there? There's
Yeah, that's the kind of standard that he should be.
Yeah, so he's going to.
I think he needs to replicate it for another season for us to
What number are they last season?
I can't remember which position they were, but they were not that high.
Teddy, check for me. What number are they last? Because that would help us understand.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for him, that's where he's supposed to be. You know, guys, I divide my league into several quarters. There's the top, maybe top 6.
Yeah.
Then there's actually the top 4. Then there's the top 6. Then you have guys who stay in 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then you have to a relegation. They were 10.
So they're
10, they're 12.
They're about.
It's thereabouts. Can he achieve more? No. Ako tu, that's his area.
The squad. If
Ako tu hapo, haizi enda
Paulinho
sana.
gets injured, can they put in a run of 4 consecutive wins?
No,
I doubt
that's his
that.
position. And you remember last season when you were saying I need him to do. I told you no. Yeah, ni hapa tu last year. I told you him. Unaona hapo wako. But remember when I told you about Brighton? I told you where? Hapo tu. 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10 hapo. They never go. Ni hapo tu. But you guys love them so much. No one criticizes them. Anyway.